Today we're going to be putting the newer offering from Streamlight, the TLR-1 HLX, up against the SureFire X300 Turbo to see which is better, high lumens or high candela. Starting off, we've got the TLR-1 HLX from Streamlight, which features a 1500 lumen output with 20,000 candela. This light has a 283 meter throw, a 1 hour runtime off of 2 rechargeable CR123A batteries included, features an overall length of 3.45 inches, and weighs in at 5.19 ounces. The body is made out of 6000 series machined aircraft aluminum. To activate the light, the TLR-1 HLX features a new switch system with a momentary and constant on the rear. You hold it for constant on, push for momentary. It also features the typical thumb screw as seen on the older TLR-1 models, and the battery is now front loading versus rear loading, which is actually pretty nice considering you don't have to take the light off of your weapon to change out batteries any longer. Next we have the SureFire X300 Turbo, which features 650 lumens and a 66,000 candela output, able to reach out to 514 meters with a 1.5 hour runtime. It has a standard thumb screw on the B model, which you see here, as well as a rear loading battery gate, which is standard across all the models of the X300. Momentary push and constant on, up and down tilt action, which is pretty standard on this light. The X300 is made out of aerospace grade aluminum and comes in at an overall weight of 4.4 ounces. It also features 2 mounting options, A being a quick detach lever, or B being what you see here, the thumb screw option. I tend to prefer the thumb screw option, I just feel that it's better and more secure to the gun. To mount the HLX, you simply press in on the thumb screw and tighten down. It's pretty quick and easy. It does come with multiple attachment styles to fit many rails, so finding a fit for your gun shouldn't be any issue. The HLX also does include 2 CR123A batteries that are rechargeable using USB-C, which I think is a nice touch for this light. In addition to the rechargeable batteries, Streamlight also gave you interchangeable back pads, which is pretty nice. You just push out a pin and you can switch out for this longer version, so you can kind of customize it to what works better for you. Similarly to the HLX, the X300 also has a thumb screw option with multiple attachments for different types of guns, so finding a fit shouldn't be any issue. Both the HLX and X300 Turbo feature an IPX7 water rating, so they can be submerged up to 1 meter for 30 minutes at a time, which is pretty nice, so you know it'll work rain or shine. I tested both of these lights indoors in small rooms, and they did really well. The HLX tended to light up the whole room, which could be good or bad depending on what your use case is. You may just have to watch out for backlighting if you're worried about that. But the X300 also performed well and threw a beam, which could be very good at blinding a subject. Next, I tested both lights in the backyard, with the HLX being up first. It did really well. It has a very wide beam pattern and illuminates the whole backyard, as you can see. The only issue I foresee is it didn't pierce very deeply into the woods. I could really only see a few feet past the trees, but overall, still really great. Lights up the whole area. This test is where the main difference for the X300 came out. It pierces very far back into the trees. You may not be able to see it on the video, but I could see much further back. Though it doesn't have as wide of a throw, it is a very tight focused beam. So depending on your use case, that could really dictate which one of these types of lights would be better for you. As a final comparison here, the HLX, as of today, optics planet, you're looking at about $208, whereas the X300 Turbo, you're looking at about $315. The prices do vary on these. I've seen them anywhere from about $300 to $350. So just depending on where you look. So there is a pretty significant price margin. 2 key takeaways: these are different types of lights for different purposes. One's more of a high lumen, widespread light, and the other one is a high candela, tight beam type light. So that's something to consider. It's kind of a weird comparison because they are 2 different types of lights. I just thought it'd be fun to kind of compare high lumens versus high candela and see the differences and kind of what they do as far as widespread, almost like a floodlight. The HLX definitely takes that, whereas the Turbo really comes through strong and piercing through things. Like as you saw in the video, I was shining it into the woods behind my house. It really pierced through the woods, like you could see far deeper into the woods compared to the HLX, whereas this covers more of a wide area with less of a bright beam in the middle. Specs on these again, HLX is going to be 1500 lumens, Turbo is going to be 650. HLX is at 20,000 candela, whereas the Turbo is at 66,000 candela. So that's where you get that piercing power. So which one should you buy? Honestly, either one's fine. It really just depends on your use case and what you're looking for in a light. If you're just wanting a bright light to throw on an EDC or a range gun, HLX will work fine for you. If you're wanting something that's more duty purposed and purpose driven, maybe the Turbo would be better for you. Both serve a purpose. Me personally, I like the Turbo more. I like that tighter, brighter beam pattern that can cut through things, especially at night for a law enforcement kind of setting. Both would work well. However, the reason why I would choose to go with the Turbo is, I don't know if you've ever shot at night with a light before, but it gets really smoky. And in shooting both of these lights and other lights in the dark, the Turbo definitely outshines as far as being able to pierce through that smoke and give you better target acquisition after shooting. So that's one thing to consider. However, I don't think either one of these lights would really steer you wrong. It really just depends on what you're looking for. I personally, if I'm carrying it for duty, I would go with the Turbo or maybe even the Ultra, which I don't have. Might get one in the future and then test the Turbo versus the Ultra and kind of see what the differences are there. I'm assuming it'll be very similar to these two. So that's some key takeaways. Just at the end of the day, they're both good lights, so buy whatever you need for what use case you need. And yeah, thanks for watching.